Okay, Julio, Oscar, ya yo la regla en el camerino. I gave you the fights in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight, que una pelea limpia. Dese la mano, Dios los bendiga a los dos.
Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, Sean O'Grady, ready for the main event for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. Will it be Chavez, the champion there, or the young challenger, Julio Cesar Chavez? 12 rounds from now or less, we'll find out. The referee, Joe Cortez, calls for the opening bell.
Oscar De La Hoya said, I must take control early in this fight. I must show him I'm the boss in the first round. Oscar De La Hoya, and you see the movement already in this opening round from him, trying to circle away from that left hook. Most of the power of Julio Cesar Chavez is in that left hand. Pull that power away by moving to your left.
Thousands of people came here from Mexico, crossing the border to come and cheer on the legendary champion. Of course, he has many, many fans among the Hispanic community in this country and around the world. Oscar De La Hoya trying to develop that same following that Chavez has so well earned over 99 professional fights, losing only once.
Oh yeah, a lot of respect from both fighters. Chavez describes himself.
And it must have been opened by a blow. They had not been close enough to bang heads that I recall in this opening minute. There's another right hand by De La Hoya, and he's brought more blood from the cut.
Already a cut. De La Hoya slices with his punches. He turns his thumbs over right at the end, right at the point of impact. The glove twists, and that leather on this hot night here in Las Vegas just rips the face apart.
Well, nobody will want to see this fight determined by a cut this early. And Chavez's face rapidly becoming a mask of blood here in the first round.
It is nasty, an ugly cut over the eye, underneath the eyebrow.
And Tim, what Chavez is doing, now he's backing up, and as Oscar De La Hoya told us, he can't fight backing up.
Joe Cortez calls for time to have the doctor come in and look at the cut.
Through the eyebrow, look at the cut there. Oh, really ugly.
They're going to let it continue, but that blood will no doubt run into the eye, impairing the vision of Chavez.
However, at this point, he might just want to get back to his corner to see what they can do on that cut.
Well, he has to wait for the bell to ring, Sean, so he has to use some strategy in the meanwhile.
Sure, look how low that left hand is, Gil. Left hand down by his waist.
And his legs are straight. He has to bend those legs.
Chavez, with his very relaxed demeanor coming into this fight, now will have to fight more out of desperation because of that serious cut.
And you can see how much bigger De La Hoya looks than Chavez.
Chavez waving him in, trying to draw De La Hoya into a slugfest. Blood all over the face of Chavez.
Wow. What an opening round.
Round number 2. Oscar De La Hoya on the right of your screen. The taller boxer with the blue trim in his trunks. Chavez wobbled.
Yeah, but you try to steer with that left jab. Now all of a sudden both fighters have to change their strategy.
With the Matador against the Bull. He's the Matador. I said, yeah, but it's the only time I know that the Matador is bigger than the Bull.
Yeah, but now he's having to change that because of that cut.
Using the jab effectively, De La Hoya here in the second round.
And again, he mentioned that Chavez can't fight backing up. And Chavez is not bending, not trying to get underneath De La Hoya's punches. He has to move in underneath and try to come up with that left hook, as he's trying to do now.
He's got him backing up, his face a crimson smear. Like Chavez, have to move a lot, keep from getting hit. Chavez has always been very tough.
De La Hoya landed a good left and right. Chavez lunging in.
And lands a left.
Trying to make something happen. So far, De La Hoya's been able to keep him at bay.
But it was a clean punch as far as I was concerned.
Yes, and that's all we could see in round 1, and we'll have a look at it between rounds.
What intensity.
Tremendous concentration on the part of De La Hoya.
Oh yeah, both fighters. Round number 1, Chavez threw 18 punches, landed 6. De La Hoya threw 52, landed 17.
And he caught Chavez leaning in with a short chopping left. And again.
Oh, look at that. head down from De La Hoya. He's taller than most other super lightweights, but he keeps his head so low. He tucks that head down to hide that chin. Oh, blood.
Chavez managed to get a left hand in the last few seconds. And Chavez went to the wrong corner.
Yeah, he's hurt. When you get knocked silly, when you get hurt,
Let's go back and see the punch from round one that opened the cut.
Yeah, watch this. Set up with the jab, and I'm looking for the right hand, but it was that, appeared to be that jab.
It was to the first jab, and then he was accurate in landing the left jab in exactly the same spot the second time. There's no question that it has affected the attacks of Chavez.
Oh yeah, it just throws you off your game plan too. All of a sudden you have to worry about the cut and about the referee stopping the fight. Julio Cesar Chavez was real upset that Joe Cortez got the assignment for this fight. He said Cortez worked his fight with Frankie Randall and Pernell Whitaker, and he thinks Cortez doesn't like him.
He's standing straight up against a much taller opponent where he should get lower. Maybe that will give him an advantage.
And now he's trying to box something that he does not do well.
You can see De La Hoya extend his arms every time Chavez comes forward, something he told us.
You have to remember the weigh-in was yesterday. I would have to say that De La Hoya weighs at least 147 pounds right now.
He came in at 139 at the official weigh-in.
That height really helps him in that he can punch down on his opponents. The two sparred 6 years ago. Because of that, Julio Cesar said, I don't need to watch training tapes of him. I haven't seen him recently.
Hard for me to accept that he didn't look at tapes and was counting on somebody from age 17 in 1989.
In the meanwhile, so far this fight has been a fight with the one punch has been the effective punch. It's been De La Hoya's jab.
That's for sure, and there's blood all over the face of Chavez again as the cut is opened up badly.
That just shows the power and the balance of De La Hoya. You push around your opponent where you want him. Let him know you're in control. That's what De La Hoya can do.
Short left hook by Chavez. Best punch of the fight. Now he's trying to come in low, which he should have been doing from the beginning. Now he's back straight up again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stand out at the end. He's not as tall as De La Hoya.
We're in round number 3, scheduled for 12. So far, the blood has not appeared to have been a big factor in his vision, but if it continues to bleed freely, it will be at some point.
Well, yes, it will.
It takes a little time for that medicine to take hold, Tim, and now it is starting to take hold because it's not bleeding nearly as badly as it had been before.
Final seconds of the third round. Oscar De La Hoya, another strong round for the challenger. The former IBF lightweight champion going for the title at 140 held by Chavez. WBC version.
Hampering the vision of Chavez. They'll stop the fight.
Round 4. Scheduled for 12. And Chavez comes out like a bull this time. That brings the crowd alive. They want him, the old warrior, to prevail against the unwanted.
Yeah, and he needs to.
There's a left hand by Chavez.
You hear that crowd, it's deafening, and you think you're hurt a lot of times, even though you're not. Good left hooks from Chavez. His best punch is that left.
De La Hoya still very patient, using the jab, keeping his distance.
And again, Chavez is trying to fight, backing up.
And given all of the things that have happened in Julio Cesar Chavez's career, I think that's good advice.
And again, there's that educated left hand of Oscar De La Hoya constantly in the face of Chavez.
Yeah, educated left hand is right. De La Hoya had been fighting his whole life. He had hoped to one day be a world champion and be in a fight of this nature. He comes from a boxing family. His grandfather was a boxer, Vincenti. His father, Joel, also was a fighter.
And there was De La Hoya catching Chavez. Chavez trying to lunge forward.
But De La Hoya's waiting for him to rush in.
And nailed him pretty good.
By far the most mature performance by Oscar De La Hoya great maturity, and there's blood streaming again from the cut of Chavez.
I've had my eye on Oscar De La Hoya for a long time. He is an outstanding fighter.
And another good left hand inside, and another left hook outside from De La Hoya. And a combination scored by De La Hoya. And another combination, finishing Chavez.
Uppercuts.
Chavez is now bleeding from the nose as well as the eye. And remember, De La Hoya.
De La Hoya pouring it on. Chavez now not.
Look at that nose. Look at the nose. That's worse. His nose is worse than his eye. In his last fight, he broke his opponent's nose.
Blood pouring from the nose and the eye, and Joe Cortez calls a halt. He'll have the doctor look at this cut. Dr. Flip Pomansky comes up from the far side.
Also cut inside the mouth. Every time De La Hoya punches, he spins right on the end, and it slices the face. That's it. Say someone else.
It is all over. Jose De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya. Pardon me. With Jose Rivero, the old man in his corner, exulting his victory. A fourth-round knockout. A dominant performance by Oscar De La Hoya over the legendary Julio Cesar Chavez.
What a performance!